Hi, everyone. I'm Carson Grubaugh.
Hey, I'm Sean Robinson, and we are Living the Line. And joining us today for our very first inaugural episode of Formalism Friday, we're going to insert the theme song right here. That's the rough. Is the fantastic cartoonist and all-around gent, newly moved to the fantastic Las Vegas, California. Also, possibly Las Vegas is in a different state than the one that I just mentioned.
I'm in the California one.
Brandon Graham.
Hello,
How you doing,
gentlemen.
Brandon?
I'm doing good.
How's Vegas treating you?
It's weird here. It's not a. It's I'm processing it. I'll say it's like it's in a. I'm living in a city not designed for humans, but it's
designed for tourists.
Kind of,
humans that put away their humanity for a minute.
Exactly. It's a fantastic place to get work done and get left alone, as well say.
It's also a great place to collect like stripper baseball cards. Right? Do they still give those out on the corner?
Oh, the flyers for the clubs. I like the wording for that. The stripper baseball cards.
Well, they were all baseball card shaped. I seem to recall from my one and only trip there.
When I first came here, when I started kind of the move here, there's a page that fell out of my sketchbook that was like collage of things that I found here. So there's like a Hooters image on here and some pictures of Snoopy. But I think there were some actual like strip club flyers that I glued on another page like that.
That could be a total project after a year.
Yeah. No, collaging is a way too fun way for me to not do my job. Do other stuff.
On the strip, it's not like you have to find them. I mean, people want to actively give them to you. It's like I remember people just kind of like fanning them out, like like a nervous tick.
I guess with the pandemic, it's slightly different. Although in the comparison in that, it's a whole other episode, but the comparison between Portland, Oregon and Las Vegas, as far as how the pandemic is treated, is very dramatic.
I bet.
I'm sure that, yeah.
So let's
Carson,
go ahead and
what are we
introduce.
Be doing here?
Let's introduce this concept. I think this is going to be a new, hopefully weekly feature that Brandon will be joining us for every time, because this started when me and Brandon started talking. We found out that we're, and you, Sean, as well, are really fascinated by formal trickery in comics, and that there's more to talk about in comics than just the surface stuff and how it's printed and how you use a brush. That the really interesting thing about comics is how they work, and I think we're all fascinated with that. So and then Brandon and I both keep like kind of ongoing archives of when we see these things in comics that we like, and we're sharing those with each other. And I thought, man, that would be cool if we just do, like, every Friday we pull up one of those and we share it, talk about why we like it, and then maybe sometimes we try and do one or plan one ourselves, sometimes doesn't need it, whatever. So that's kind of the idea here, and hopefully this becomes a weekly feature.
And how many Archie comics are going to be in this?
It's all Archie. I don't know. Yeah. Carson didn't say that. This is entirely Archie. The panels have to have Jughead in them, or we're not talking about them.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had some good ones in Archie somewhere.
I have some in my folder. I think are Care Bears.
Really?
I really love that splash page where all of Jughead's enemies are impaled upon his crown, and their blood is actually their last words as it's dripping down. That was one of my favorite.
That's the one that Eisner did, right?
Will Eisner's Jughead the Impaler.
Yeah. Oh no! What happened?
What are we starting with here, Carson?
Well, I was gonna start with that one that. Okay, here we go. I don't know. My computer's like doing things on its own. Here we go. It tried to delete the one that we were going to talk about.
That's good.
Who's going to take up that project? Who does the best Eisner
impression?
Yeah.
Okay, Brandon.
With us to contribute. So
that's true. So this is a page from Thomas Herpich's book Cusp. Tom Herpich's an old friend of mine who I think he storyboarded more episodes of Adventure Time than anyone else. Or he's one of the main Adventure Time storyboarders, and he does these comic books like he's done 4, I think, of these kind of almost like Tintin sized 60-page, 50-page short books of short stories that are all worth tracking down. But this is from his first one, I believe, called Cusp. And the reason I want to talk about this one is it's almost like a visual, it's almost like a comic book poem. And in it, it doesn't have a lot of drawings, but it says, your guts are like this, and it shows this fist, and then it says, do this. And the trick on this that I like a lot is whenever there's a panel that says, do this, you now know exactly what that means. And it's kind of combine the words in the picture so you don't even need the image to show an image anymore.
So he takes twice to train you on it, basically.
Yeah.
And then once you're trained, you can fill it in. Okay.
Yeah, and I think in a larger, like this is just a 1-page comic, but I think in a much larger graphic novel or something, you could really train the reader, because if you look at comic books as basically like a language, and then everybody has their kind of dialect of it, and I think it'd be really interesting to kind of the ways you could go where you kind of teach a reader your own kind of version of comic speech. And so if The Walking Dead had people reading it for 900 issues, and there was a phrase that always meant something visual, then you could drop the visuals or even drop the phrase and show the visual.
Well, Chris Ware kind of does that, like within books. He kind of builds a symbolism throughout that he repeats. Now that you're in Vegas, you should go see Blue Man Group. Have you ever seen Blue Man Group?
It's funny. I was once offered to do art for Blue Man Group, but it didn't happen. But that's my extent of my interaction with them.
They have a series, a concert video that I saw of theirs where they do exactly this, and they teach the audience like rock move number 4. It's like pump your hand in the air, and rock move number 7 is like bang your head, and they're building throughout the concert, and then by the end of the concert, like the last song, it will just say rock move number 4, and the audience goes like that, and rock move number 8, and it's like a live interactive version of that. So maybe you should have done that. You could have been their graphics guy.
If only.
And what was the name of this the comic that this is in one more time, Brandon? So
this was Cusp. It's CUSP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should probably like link to these.
Yeah, we'll get a link to each one of the ones we're talking about. This is, having never seen this image before we just started talking about it, I got very strong like David Lasky vibes. I don't know if you guys are familiar with David's work, but
oh yeah, he did was it Stray Bullets? Was that his big one?
Oh no, that's David Lapham.
Oh, who's Lasky?
Lasky did a lot of experimental comics in the 90s. A lot of them were poetry based, and like he did an adaptation of Ulysses using only Jack Kirby swipes.
Oh wow.
And he's got some poetry comics that this is reminiscent of.
Oh, fantastic.
Like he had a series that was only pairs, and every image would always be a pair, but it'd be rendered in slightly different styles depending on the content.
You need to get some of those for later episodes of
yeah, David's stuff is fantastic. It's never come out in collection. He had 2 novels with a guy named Frank doing the writing, but I don't think that he's had a collection of his short stuff yet. But anyway, I'll send you guys some links.
And what was this artist's name, Brendan?
It's Thomas Herpich. Herpich.
And then do we want to take a shot at developing one of these collectively?
Maybe we could. I mean, I feel like the trick for this one is almost over time, but
right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll leave it alone then. We'll leave it at that.
Sure.
All right. Well,
that's one Formalism Friday down. Thanks for joining us.